The universe, as it turns out, has a twisted sense of humor. While countless civilizations across the cosmos were focused on developing faster-than-light travel, diplomatic protocols for first contact, and intricate classification systems for newly discovered species, they had all collectively overlooked something far more crucial: an understanding of psychological warfare through aesthetics. The xenobiological research vessel Empirical Curiosity drifted silently in Earth's orbit, its quantum dampening field making it entirely undetectable by the planet's primitive detection systems. The ship was a pinnacle of galactic engineering, a flawless sphere of iridescent metal that shifted colors depending on the wavelength of the nearest star. Inside, it housed 19 different species from across the known galaxy, all united in their quest for knowledge, or so they claimed in the recruitment brochures. Chief Researcher Strahl, a 7-limbed Aryuan whose bioluminescent skin patterns reflected his emotions, currently a mottled purple indicating scientific excitement, peered at the holographic display of the blue-green planet, another undisturbed biological preserve. He announced to the gathered research team, his voice translator converting his natural clicking sounds into standard galactic language. Preliminary scans indicate a class for technological civilization bipedal dominance, and most intriguingly, no prior contact with the Galactic Union. Wonderful, drawled Assistant Researcher Melix, her gelatinous form rippling with sarcasm. Another primitive world where the dominant species probably still thinks faster-than-light travel involves very sharp rocks or whatever passes for their version of mathematics. I'm sure this will be absolutely fascinating. The research vessel's AI, programmed with the personality of a perpetually unimpressed academic, projected a series of images captured from the planet's information networks. The dominant species calls itself human and appears to believe it is the most advanced life form on the planet, the AI stated, despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary. The display shifted to showcase humans in various settings, structures of different sizes, rudimentary transportation devices, and peculiar social gatherings. Interesting, murmured xenoanthropologist Verk, whose species communicated through shifting skin patterns, causing her translator to always sound perpetually bored. They appear to be carbon-based endoskeletal, and they managed to avoid self-extermination despite possessing nuclear capabilities for nearly a century. That's moderately impressive, I suppose. What's truly curious, noted Strahl, his multiple eyes scanning through data streams, is their relationship with other species on their planet. Look at this. The holographic display shifted to show humans in close proximity to smaller creatures, some with fur and forelegs, others with scales, feathers, or exoskeletons. Are these livestock? Asked Vic, her skin briefly flashing a pattern of confusion. Unclear, replied the AI. While some species are consumed as nutrition, many others appear to serve no practical function, yet they are provided with shelter, sustenance, and apparent emotional attachment. Parasites, then, suggested biomechanical engineer KT6, whose mechanical body housed an organic brain. Perhaps they secrete chemicals that influence the human's decision-making abilities. Strahl's skin rippled with speculative interest. Perhaps, or maybe something even more complex is at play. The dominant human information networks contain millions of images and recordings of these smaller creatures, particularly those with fur, large eyes, and proportionally small features. Humans appear to communicate with them, provide them with resources, and, most bafflingly, derive satisfaction from physical contact. This demands closer observation, Strahl decided. The relationship between humans and these smaller creatures presents an evolutionary puzzle. Why would the dominant species devote resources to organisms that provide no apparent survival benefit? Maybe they're just stupid, Melix suggested helpfully. A distinct possibility, Strahl agreed without irony, but scientific rigor demands we explore all potential hypotheses. I'm authorizing a ground team expedition. The research vessel hummed as it deployed cloaked observation drones across the planet, particularly in human population centers. The drones, no larger than the planet's indigenous flying insects, transmitted real-time data back to the ship. Focus on human dwellings, instructed Strahl. I want to understand why they share their living spaces with these creatures. The research team gathered around the central holographic display as the first high-resolution images streamed in. Humans of various sizes, colors, and biological configurations interacted with small, fur-covered quadrupeds inside their homes. "Look at that," pointed out xenobiologist Dr. Flibb, his tentacle appendages gesturing toward a particular scene. That small creature with pointed ears and retractable claws, according to the planet's biological databases, is a descendant of apex predators. Yet the human is allowing it to rest on its lap. Perhaps it provides an unseen service? KT-6 suggested. Doubtful, Dr. Flibb countered. From what I observe, this creature contributes nothing to maintenance, security, or resource acquisition. In fact, he gestured toward another feed, this human appears to be collecting the creature's waste. Melix's gelatinous form quivered with disbelief. "You're telling me that these humans not only share their homes with predatory species, but also manage their excrement? This defies all rational evolutionary behavior. Perhaps we're missing something," mused Strahl. "Computer, access human information networks and compile all data on these companion creatures." "Processing," the AI responded. "The most common companion creatures are called dogs and cats. Dogs appear to have been selectively bred from wild canids over approximately 15,000 years. Cats, however, seem to have integrated themselves into human society more recently, around 10,000 years ago, coinciding with the rise of agricultural practices. So these companions evolved alongside human civilization," noted Vic. "That suggests a symbiotic relationship." "Yes, but symbiosis usually involves mutual benefit," Dr. Flibb countered. "I struggle to see what benefit cats provide. Dogs at least seem to perform tasks, guarding dwellings, assisting with hunting, and managing livestock. Cats, however, appear to do nothing." The display showed various cats lounging in human dwellings, climbing on furniture, knocking objects off surfaces, and occasionally allowing humans to stroke their fur. And yet, KT-6 observed, humans seem to derive significant emotional satisfaction from these interactions. Their facial expressions and hormone levels indicate pleasure and reduce stress. The AI interjected. "The concept is called pets. Humans describe them as cute or adorable, terms referring to physical traits that evoke nurturing responses. Large eyes, small noses, soft fur, and rounded features appear to trigger caregiving instincts." Strahl's skin displayed the pattern for alarmed realization. "So these predators have evolved features that manipulate human psychology? That's ingenious," Vic admitted. "And concerning," Strahl added. "If I understand correctly, cats have evolved, or been selectively bred, to exploit human psychological weaknesses. They provide minimal practical value, yet they receive shelter, sustenance, protection, and medical care. That's not symbiosis," Dr. Flibb said slowly. "That's manipulation." Strahl's skin now displayed the pattern for scientific urgency. "We need to determine whether this cuteness phenomenon poses a threat. If humans, self-proclaimed apex predators, can be so thoroughly manipulated by aesthetic features, could other species be similarly vulnerable?" Melix studied an image of a small, fluffy white dog being carried like an infant. "There's something almost admirable about evolving to be so useless that another species dedicates itself to serving you," she mused. "It's the ultimate evolutionary grift." The research team deployed humanoid drones disguised with quantum camouflage to infiltrate human spaces. What they discovered left them profoundly disturbed. "These recordings cannot be accurate," insisted Zral, his skin flashing patterns of scientific disbelief as they watched footage of humans speaking in high-pitched voices to their pets, purchasing elaborate toys, and even celebrating their animals' birthdays with special food. "The evidence is undeniable," countered Dr. Flibb. "Humans organize their entire lives around these creatures. They select living spaces based on pet friendliness, choose partners partly based on how their animals respond to them, and even modify their sleep schedules to accommodate their companions' needs." The team's breakthrough came while analyzing ancient historical records. Archaeological data revealed that early human settlements coincided perfectly with the domestication of cats and dogs. Even more startling, genetic analysis showed that human oxytocin receptors had evolved to become more sensitive precisely as pets became more integrated into human society. "It's not just that these animals evolved to appear cute," realized Vic, her skin displaying a pattern of academic awe. Humans co-evolved to be susceptible to cuteness as a survival strategy. KTX's mechanical voice carried an uncharacteristic note of emotion. This changes our understanding of evolutionary dynamics. These creatures didn't just manipulate existing neural pathways. They helped shape the development of those pathways. The final piece fell into place when the team discovered something astonishing in human genetic records. The most successful human lineages throughout history showed heightened sensitivity to nurturing triggers, the same triggers exploited by companion animals. Evolution selected for humans who were susceptible to cuteness, concluded Drow, because those humans formed stronger social bonds, better care for offspring, and created more cooperative societies. So the animals didn't manipulate humans? Melix asked, now sporting distinctly rounded features. They accelerated humanity's social development? Precisely, agreed Drow. This isn't predation. It's the most sophisticated form of symbiosis we've ever encountered. These animals sacrifice certain physical capabilities in exchange for unprecedented security and resource access. Meanwhile, humans developed enhanced emotional intelligence and social cooperation. An emergency council meeting was convened with senior researchers from across the galaxy. The conclusion was unanimous. Earth was not a primitive world, but perhaps the most sophisticated evolutionary experiment in known space, where predators had evolved beyond physical dominance to psychological partnership. We must reclassify Earth immediately, announced the Galactic Council's chief xenobiologist. This planet has developed something we've never seen before. Apex predators that succeed through affection rather than aggression. As the research vessel prepared to depart Earth's orbit, Drow made one final log entry. We came seeking to understand why Earth's predators evolved to look cute. We're leaving with a profound revelation. Cuteness isn't weakness, but perhaps the ultimate evolutionary strategy. These creatures haven't just survived alongside a technological species. They've thrived by making themselves indispensable, not to human survival, but to their happiness. And in doing so, they may have helped humanity itself evolve into a more compassionate species. In the ship's cargo hold, unbeknownst to anyone, Melix had smuggled aboard a small tabby kitten, already plotting how its influence might improve Arcturian society. Evolution, it seemed, had found a new vector for transmission across the stars.